That's right, we do.
Few things here and there. UFC 300 still doesn't have a main event. What the fuck is going on?
Should we have a little... What's it going to be? What is it going to be? It's. I don't think it's going to be Drakus.
No.
I
don't think it's going to be Drakus Izzy.
No. I think there is still some, cards on the table that it might have something to do with Izzy, but...
Maybe. But main event, you've got to think it's got to be a title fight.
That's right. And I don't see him fighting Drakus just because of how Drakus looked after that Sean Strickland win.
Yeah. Seems like he'd need more time.
Yep. I really think it's going to be Pereira in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, Pereira Aspinall has been teased a lot.
So
it
good.
has been. So that would be cool.
It would be
your interim's weird, but
it would be the kind of fight that you would make for 300.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't make it for any other card because it just really doesn't make sense for either of these guys to be taking a risk like that. But the other thing is as well, we haven't heard much out of Jamal Hill. He does look like he's lost a bit of weight. He was at the fight night last weekend and he looked in fairly decent shape, which he normally doesn't when he's out of camp. So
he usually looks pretty chub.
It could be Jamal Hill versus Alex Pereira.
Maybe, but maybe.
The undisputed light heavyweight championship.
If he's getting in shape, that's a good point.
Of the world.
Tom has been posting a whole lot on Twitter about poking the bear and saying 300 and putting little things out there.
I saw him put a story up the other day and it had the stone face in it, and it had flights booked to Las Vegas for UFC 3. The dates that line. It's a weird one, man.
I'm sure Tom would take that. I'm sure Pereira would take that, and that would be a fucking interesting matchup. You've got Tom, who's this up and coming heavyweight guy who seems pretty unbeatable.
Yep.
Then you got Pereira, who's just got iron fists.
Who is, I would say, one of the best strikers we've ever seen in the UFC.
Absolutely. And but he's much smaller than Tom. Tom's a big heavyweight. Pereira's never fought at heavyweight in his MMA career. But that's exciting.
Has he fought at heavyweight in his kickboxing career?
I wouldn't think so.
No.
Doubt it.
So he'd probably be walking in there somewhere around 240.
Yeah, he'd be like a Deontay Wilder heavyweight,
Yeah, he wouldn't be cutting. He'd be literally putting on weight for this fight.
Yeah, 130, 140 would probably be.
230?
230, 240.
Yeah, I don't see him going in there at
flyweight.
Look, I wouldn't put it past him to cut that amount of weight.
Honestly, he's a crazy man.
He's done it before.
He's a nutter. But yeah, maybe that. Maybe, Izzy, maybe he has been talking about it a little bit, putting some teasers out there. I have no idea. There was something online about, at the Super Bowl halftime show, they're going to announce Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. And it's like, maybe, but I doubt it. I really doubt that. 2 months away. Conor looks okay. He's training.
Yeah.
But Dana's saying hopefully by the end of the year, Conor.
And he's been saying that for the last 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a tricky one. I just want them to announce it, get it over with, disappoint us.
It's not far away now.
Yeah,
I feel like something has had to have gone seriously wrong for them not to have announced it by now.
Yeah.
Every other fight pretty much is there. It's signed.
Yeah.
It's ready to go. Well, apparently
just
not all of them are signed, but they have been announced.
Just the main event that we're waiting on. It's gonna be announced soon. It's got to be announced soon. It's got to be. We've got 2 months now. We should have had the main event a month ago.
Yeah.
Ideally, we should have had the main event a month ago.
Whoever is going to be on this main event
had to be training.
Yeah, that's right. And it's not giving them much time. They probably know.
Yeah, they probably already know that there's a chance of it happening. But
could be Bilal
versus Sean Brady. But yeah, it's just a waiting game, isn't it? It's just a fucking waiting game, and we're just sat here like schmucks. We
just keep getting told that it's going to be this week.
Yeah.
Why does he keep saying that?
Because he likes playing with people.
And then you get excited because he's sitting there in front of it. What's up, guys? And then it's just a power slap fucking announcement.
Like, fuck you big pink oiled up
power slap him.
Yeah, give him a wank. Maybe not. Anyway, moving on. We've got John Jones tackling some kid.
I didn't see that.
He's in Australia at the moment, just having a toss. Yeah. And
he's doing a bit of a tiki tour actually.
He is.
I saw he's going to be in Thailand soon as well.
Yeah. So his rehab, obviously doing something. It's rehab in multiple ways. I'll try and find that video on Twitter.
While you're doing that, I played UFC 5 for the first time last night.
Oh, with Squill?
Yep.
Was it good?
No.
Was it really shit?
I think it felt pretty janky.
I've heard that it's worse than 4 and even 3 and 2.
The grappling aspect of it seems to have been improved. That's great. But at the same time, the striking is just so confusing. Like, they changed a whole lot of shit around from the last game. And yeah, it doesn't feel the same. And like, you press, I sound like such a fucking nerd right now, but you press some buttons, it'll do one thing, and you press the exact same buttons the next time, it'll do another thing. Else. It's very confusing.
Weird.
But
yeah,
it just doesn't feel polished like any EA game ever. I don't know why I'm sounding surprised by this, but
yeah, what's going on?
There was a lot of hype behind it. But the reason that it reminded me is that in UFC 4, when John Jones went to heavyweight, they just kind of moved his avatar into the heavyweight division, and he still looked like slim John Jones from lightweight. But now there's a fat John Jones and a skinny John Jones. So that I enjoyed that.
Is it actually called Fat Jones?
No, he's just
Jones. Heavyweight Jones or something.
It's just, yeah, he's in the heavyweight division and he looks like a heavyweight now. So that was funny.
Interesting. Yeah, he does look weird now as a heavyweight. I can't find that video, by the way. I can just find this bullshit. But yeah, he tackled some kid, so he looks fine. His pec,
okay,
it's supposed to be torn, and he was tackling an Australian rugby guy or something.
Nice.
So
that's what you want to be doing, isn't it?
Yeah, great. But it just maybe he's going to be ready soon. Who knows? 205, maybe 305.
Yeah,
that kind of number, maybe.
I think we'll probably see him fighting towards November.
Yeah.
October, November time.
Later in the year.
Yep.
I'm very excited for that. It's going to be great.
On the tackling fans note, did you see Strickland taking that guy down in the snow?
No, I didn't see that.
So yeah, apparently some dude was challenging him to wrestle the whole day, because he's been snowboarding quite a lot recently, it looks like. And yeah, there's this video on Strickland's Instagram of him wrestling this kid.
Just a kid.
He's probably like our age, like a guy in his early 20s, I'd say.
Mid-20s.
But yeah, it was quite funny. Anyway, we've got Ian the Chair Garry training with
the chair in the corner.
Yeah.
Training with Olives. Charlie Olives. Interesting stuff. Obviously, he's at their gym.
He still hasn't turned his comments on yet.
I know. Oh God. You see that post about Rampage Jackson? This idiot. He was supposed to have me on his podcast. Did you see that?
No.
Apparently, Rampage was supposed to have him on his podcast, in 3 days' time.
Yeah.
Rampage went on Ariel 3 days before and said, "Oh, Ian, he's such a cuck. He wouldn't come on my podcast because he was afraid of getting made fun of." Blah blah, ripping the shit out of him. And then Ian put a story up Rampage, this idiot, went on Ariel's show. I'm booked for his podcast in 3 days. I'm going on in 3 days, and he's just gone on and called me a cuck and ripped me out the whole time. And he's like, "There's no way I'm going on that podcast now." And
yeah, I'm sure that's how it played out.
Yeah, I mean, Rampage probably. Who knows? Who knows what the fuck? But yeah, it's just funny. Rampage just ripping him out on Ariel's show, and he was calling him an idiot and saying this and that. And it's well, he'd probably still fuck you up.
Yeah, I'd say so. Ian, what are you
Ian, just
doing,
move on,
man?
Divorce that woman now.
Now.
Get rid of, adopt out your child, so you don't have any trace left of her.
Sock.
Yeah, and get rid of the chair, mate.
Is it his child? Is it Ian's
kid?
It
is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a weird looking kid. Right. Yeah.
It's interesting take.
It is.